Hi everybody, I have another finger puppet tutorial to share with you today. It is the first in a series of 3 winter-inspired finger puppets. So let's get started. You'll need a finger puppet base and some felt, some yarn, and a glue gun and a pair of scissors. And I got most of these things from achildsdream.com, but you can pick them up from any local craft store. So I'm starting out by braiding this long length of yarn. I'm using 2 pieces of yarn for every strand of the braid, and I'm making it super extra long so that I can cut it in half and have 2 braids for my doll. I thought it might be a quicker and easier way to go, but I don't know that it saved me any extra time. So I'm just going to hot glue the 2 braids on top of her hair, and no matter what finger puppet I make, the hair always takes the longest. So I just had this remnant piece of yarn here, and I'm just gonna cut a bunch of tiny little pieces to give her some bangs here, and then once the bangs are done, I can just trim it all off and then work on her little scarf or headband. So this finger puppet is by request. My daughter wanted something pretty specific, and so I am giving her a headband, but the head and the back was going to kind of show, so I added just the scraps that were on my desk of the white yarn just to cover the back of her head. So her bangs are there in the front, and now I'm just going to glue those 2 pieces in the back of her head, keeping the braids towards the front. You just want to kind of pinch the 2 pieces of the scarf closed there just for a second, just so that the glue can dry. And then I glue down the back of her scarf as well. And so once the head is done, it just seems like the rest of the process is going to go pretty quickly and pretty easily, and sure enough it mostly does. So I had this odd shaped piece of felt here. I don't really fuss too much. It's like whatever is available, I'll use it and kind of work with it. So I kind of like the way that the front part is quite pointy towards the front, and then it kind of curves up towards the back. But my daughter wants me to trim it off, otherwise the finger puppet can't stand up straight. And so I kind of do that at the very end. In the meantime, I start to work on getting her a little cloak. And so this series of finger puppets are going to end up being quite different than the last series that I made, in that, again, these capes and dresses are quite long compared to the shorter ones that I made for the weather finger puppets. And I'll have a link at the end of this video so that you can catch up on those finger puppet tutorials. So I'm using some bling from the craft section, or rather the scrapbook section at a craft store, just as a button on the front, and I'm using some of this wool batting to give her scarf a little detail. So this for me feels winter inspired. It feels like she's wearing a nice warm cloak and a warm hat, and here I am just trimming off the bottom of her dress so that she can stand up straight, and because her cloak is so long in the back, it gives a nice rounded area all the way around that she can stand up. So I'm just going to add a little scarf for her as well, a neck scarf, using the same wool batting, and I just kind of glue it in place, don't fuss around with it too much, and she's all finished. And she stands up without tipping over, which can be a problem with my finger puppets on occasion. So anyway, if you like this one and you want to catch up on our weather finger puppets, you can click here for that complete playlist because they're all posted now. And if you would like to see how we did the lettering for our wooden block, you can click here for that tutorial. And if you're on a mobile device, I will add the links to those videos in the description below this video. And if you'd like to see more pictures, you can always check out my website at pepperandpine.com. Thanks for watching.
I did it quietly and so loud.